Hey guys, it's Hex and Chill. It's Kay, Shay, and Lou, and today we will be covering the Conjuring Universe.
Bum, bum, bum. If you're a movie lover, well, maybe you don't love these movies. But
some of them are golden, some of them are questionable.
Some of them are not.
And if you guys followed us on our TikTok page, you know we've been watching this in chronological order. So from The Nun all the way to the last Rites, and we're going to kind of just dive in and talk about the world.
I love the Warren family.
Not in real life. They're
Yes.
controversially awful people in real life. But,
Oh, no. Never mind.
but the couple they created,
In the
like,
Conjuring
God
Universe.
tier.
Ugh,
Yes.
we love them.
Like,
I
we-
love the fake Warren family.
Yes.
Daddy Warren is like...
Ooh, wait, tell us.
Ed Warren, guys, is like Resand tier, but like for spooky people, you know?
And like it's saying a lot because he's
Patrick.
very religious in these movies.
Yes.
We're like,
that
yes,
is true.
Daddy.
But like when he's like he's such a good book.
He plays the
Man.
guitar.
Yeah.
It's just great. Also, one of the things that he is always telling people, so whenever Ed and Lorraine go into these people's lives and they're helping them or whatever, he says the demons or spirits or whatever are always feeding on negative energy. So a part of their role is to come in and help them not be so negative. So he's always making breakfast or breaking out the guitar and singing Elvis for everyone. So it's very sweet and wholesome in those aspects.
And what's so not wholesome about him?
It's just
I don't know if we should dive into it right now because it's like a whole, who knows if everything's factual, but apparently he had like a young girl that, a lot of weird stuff.
Oh, no.
Not Gucci. And so if the claims are real, that really sucks. But I mean, and a lot of people don't in the actual paranormal world have problems with them because they think they were more charlatans. So it's like a very, who knows? You know, like what if their story is true and we just do what we do and make it sound hoaxy or hoaxy? That's not a word.
Hoaxy?
hokey.
Hokey pokey. Hoaxy is not a word, but that's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. I was totally tracking with you.
Yeah. And then you start doing the hokey pokey.
You put your right hand in
you know.
and put your right hand out.
But yes, if you guys know more information and want to educate us, please do. I just know more of the recent gossip about it.
And for this episode, we are primarily just focusing on the actual movies. So
Yes.
we know that the movies aren't factual; they're based on true story, and we know that there's a lot of license for
And if you have
creativity.
problems with the Warners, we're not talking about the real ones. We're talking about the fictional ones that are
The Warrens.
smexy. And I love both actors.
yes,
Yes.
Okay, so the first movie,
The
we start
Conjuring?
off with
Oh, no, sorry.
So we watched them chronologically, but the first movie to come out is The Conjuring,
Conjuring, yes.
and which is probably
Still the best. I would
Conjuring
say.
1 and Conjuring 2 are probably my two favorites of the series. They're phenomenal. But the first movie chronologically is
The Nun.
Which I think is everyone's least favorite.
Yeah,
Well,
but we have Frenchie.
world.
I feel like The Nun 2 is probably everyone's least favorite.
Yes, Frenchie is still possessed. And you're like, what?
Hello?
But
Sir?
oh my gosh, I love Frenchie.
Frenchie is-
so much. When he is hitting on the nun in the first one, or not the nun, when he's hitting on
He's like, hey, baby, you look so cute.
She is so ugly. Girl needs help. But you know, she's a demon, so that makes sense.
let's go back to hell.
she just needs to
I'm gonna vacate
get
this.
on back to where she came from, baby.
So The Nun is basically about a priest and a nun who are asked to come to a nunnery, a nunnery. Take her to the nunnery! So they take him to the abbey, and this abbey has something dark that's living in it. And so you find out that it's the demon Valak, who is one of the top dogs, and it's basically presents itself in something that shouldn't be scary, or like it takes form in something that like truly terrifies you. So what's more scary than a possessed nun in a place where there are nuns and that's a good symbol. So I think in The Conjuring 2, it's also Valak, and it takes the form of like all different kinds of things.
In The Nun 2.
Well, and in the nun too.
And the nun
And
too.
in The Conjuring 2?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Period.
They know her name at the end of that one. That's like, it comes out as the nun. Remember in the picture frame?
Oh, yeah,
and all
you're
that?
right.
Valak's best movie is The Conjuring 2, because when that came out first, and it was terrifying.
Yes.
Like the picture frame chasing him, the shadow moving across, her at the hallway, all of that was so iconic. That's the one that gave my husband nightmares. And then we watched The Nun and The Nun 2, and we were like, it's not very scary in this one.
Yeah.
You know, it's like she lost her scare factor in her own movies.
Well, and I think, honestly, after the first two Conjurings, I feel like it got more, the scares were trying to be too scary.
Yeah,
and I think I
right.
said that for Last Rites too, because it just feels cheesy and it's just not scary anymore. It's overstated.
But I will say, like, all the Conjurings though are actually like really good movies in the sense compared to other, like, you finish the movie and you're like, not like, wow, that was the stupidest thing I've ever watched. That wasn't scary. It's like Last Rites was like, I mean, it was good, but
I got jump scared a lot.
you know, and I like this, a lot of the elements to it. So
Louisa sitting in the theater with her blankie
Yeah.
all the way up to her nose, just like watching.
Guys, if I'm gonna watch scare movies, I'm gonna be comfy. I'm a comfy queen.
Louisa Hassel
I mean-
also had been gardening very highly before
Yeah.
this. And
Also very normal.
yeah, we watched
We're
all
just
these
stating
movies.
the obvious here.
My favorite thing is a TikTok that we posted. You see Lou being very scared and Kay being very concerned, and then the person sitting next to them is just like bored out of their mind.
Yeah, they're like, what is happening? Okay, and then the next movie chronologically is
The Nun 2?
The Nun 2, or is it Annabelle?
No, it's Annabelle
Annabelle
Creation
Creation.
is the next chronological one. Oh, before we move on from the Nun, though, I did
yes.
want to
Yeah.
say that, so we've kind of already talked about how both Conjurings had already come out at that point, and James Wan directed and wrote them. And then obviously the Nun was like, here's some backstory. But what was cool about that is Vera Farmiga obviously plays Lorraine Warren, and we love her. But then they made the main nun character in The Nun, Thaisa Farmiga, who is Vera Farmiga's little sister.
Yeah.
And so it was kind of like this cool, like, wraparound, like, is this supposed to represent Lorraine Warren? Or is this like a relative of Lorraine?
Right, like a descendant.
Right.
It's those moments. I love when the sister moments happen, because if you guys don't know those names, you would recognize her from what is that?
American Horror Story.
Story, the first one, the daughter, and she's in a bunch of the other ones.
She's
like
also
The
in
Witch,
Coven.
In Coven. It's like when I found out that Zoe Deschanel was sisters with the girl from Bones, and I was like,
With Emily Deschanel.
yeah, I mean, obviously they have the same name, but like I don't know, know that all the time or know actresses' names. And when I found that out, I was like, I know. So
Just makes you love them so much more.
Yes.
yes, she did
But-
great in that movie.
Yeah. The casting did feel really intentional.
Once again, the movie had great like aspects to it and scary moments and like, oh, and I loved all the acting. There's just like, so that, I think we hold them up to the Conjuring first one.
Yes.
Right.
You know what you're like, it's like watching Jordan Peele's movies and you're like, Get Out was amazing.
Yes.
Yeah.
What are you going to do next? And then all
Right.
his movies have been really good. So
Right. And
Yeah.
that's a lot to top. I mean, again, James Wan also did Insidious. He also did Saw.
Yeah,
like
he does- he's
that's
great.
a lot. That's a really high bar to really like live up to.
if you watch horror, you know his name.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the fact that like they started dwindling from there and kind of taking that same storyline, like you can just tell when it's not him.
But I will say, like, there are ones in the middle that I really liked. Like, I think Annabelle Comes Home. Is that the one where not Creation and not the one at the...
Annabelle Comes Home is the one about the Warren's daughter and her like babysitter.
Yeah, that one was really good. We really liked that one. When we were watching it.
Yeah.
I really liked La Llorona. It was different. And the scares were more like the same in her face. So it wasn't like new scares. It just was like this constant fear. That's what it felt like. The constant same thing.
Yeah.
She always
sense of
appeared
dread.
the same way. And so it's like the kids from Haunting of Hill House. Like they always knew what they were going to see.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
So that's what that one felt like for me. But we watched, okay, all the Annabelles are the same. It's a doll. It haunts them. It's not a doll, it's a demon.
Correct.
And
I did. So
that's about
Annabelle Creation is it's like obviously how Annabelle is created. LOL. Sorry for stating the obvious.
How does that movie? What happens in that movie?
Annabelle is created. Period.
Yes.
No. Okay. So, but it's like an old or a couple whose daughter dies they decide to open up their home, and it's basically like an orphanage to a handful of girls and a nun and a priest. And I feel like the acting was pretty good in it, and I enjoyed it. It was,
the girls were great.
yeah, and it was scary. But again, I don't love the Annabelle movies as much.
Yeah, Annabelle's
I did
storyline.
love the last one that we were just talking about, like the Comes Home one.
Yeah,
But-
Annabelle's storyline is that she just was a demon that basically said that it was their daughter and asked if they could bring the daughter back by having the spirit go into the doll. And they thought they were talking to their daughter, but instead they were actually inviting a demon. And so they had it, and so that's how Annabelle was created. And then she goes on to her next movie where she's given to a couple who have a bunch of bad shit happen. And then Annabelle, and then she's in the Warrens' house, obviously, because they got the doll out. And it's about her getting released inside the Warrens' house, which is a fun concept, and it was really good.
I really liked that one because it wasn't just Annabelle.
I mean, the other cool thing is about essentially that kind of happened in real life, like this year.
Yeah, Annabelle.
Yeah.
Sort of. I mean, we didn't know where Annabelle was for.
I know. The end of Last Rites, when he's handing the keys off to the daughter's fiance,
Tony.
And he's like, "Here, Tony, here's our lineage."
to
I
the
leaned over to
family.
Lou and I was like, "And now it's owned by Matt Rife." Like, it was like, gosh dang it. Like,
Yeah.
yeah. So we have Alec and Annabelle. These are the baddies that were new baddies, but they are meant to be in the past. Like, chronologically, these are the two that we've met.
Right.
And then we hit the Nun 2, which is still Valak.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then
Doing her thing.
Annabelle.
Just Annabelle herself. Just
Yep.
OG Annie. And then that's when we get The Conjuring.
Okay.
So
I
there's
just still
there's about
love
4 years in between Annabelle and The Conjuring.
The Conjuring. Which The Conjuring starts out
With Annabelle.
with Annabelle. So it's like the Warrens interviewing whoever they took Annabelle from. And
Right.
so that's
was
how it
her real?
starts out.
It's her famous story with the college student. Like,
Yes.
that's Annabelle's famous story.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
That's the thing that kind of put them on the map to make the Perrin family reach out to them and say, "Hey, can
Yeah.
you help us?
Yeah.
Please."
And The Conjuring is about the Perrin family who are being very haunted in this home that they've just occupied.
Gosh,
A
it's
beautiful
so good.
home.
I want to watch that movie again. It's
With
so
a
good.
freaky ass tree
Really good.
outside.
Yep.
There's a moment in the Conjuring. I think what makes a good scary movie is if you can tell me two moments or one moment that, like, you think immediately when that word comes up, the Conjuring. And mine is person on top of the wardrobe.
Yes.
When that, like, they're up on the wardrobe and they're just sitting there. And the other one is the hands clapping
Yep,
in front of her
that's-
face.
For me,
That's
it's
mine.
always same.
Always the
That one's
Always
my
hand
first,
clapping.
but there's something about, like, something on top of something tall looking down
But
on you.
I also love the image of the poster, like the Conjuring poster.
The tree.
Mostly because one of the things that I think is really interesting, thinking about the tree that's on the poster, yes, that is iconic. And also you see the house in the background. Now that we've watched investigators investigate the real
That is
Conjuring
not the
house,
house.
like, now that's what I think about.
Yeah.
And when we watched The Conjuring back through, I was like, okay, so actually, what did this really look like?
The basement and the Conjuring investigations is really dark.
Yeah.
Like, when you watch people
and
do,
there's like these weird little like compartmentalized like sections of the basement.
it's a small house too. It's
yeah,
tight.
it's so tiny. And so thinking about that was, I don't know, very interesting. And then also thinking about like the girls being dragged from their rooms up on the second floor.
Yeah.
I'm like, ooh, like I've seen the real house now, so it's like
We should go
of
to
the
the
Conjuring
Conjuring
house.
house.
oh yeah, we should go. But it's being sold right now. It's literally being sold. Like,
Really?
Yeah, like, I don't know if it's going to be somewhere you can go anymore.
No.
But there's a
should
lot of
buy
controversy around the Conjuring, and if our listeners know, it's something that is another one of the hoax things with the people who could hear the clicking when they held hands. A lot of people think that they were fakes and that they have proof of that, and some people feel like they have no idea. It's like one of those unanswered things, and I thought it'd be a fun
it's almost like
podcast to
The
do.
Conjuring 2. You know, okay, and is that the next one chronologically?
Yeah.
So
no, it's not. It's then it's Annabelle Comes Home.
okay.
Which we talked about. Annabelle.
And La Llorona.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so there's those two that come next, and then we'll bring up the Conjuring 2. But basically, in Conjuring 2, there's a point when the little girl, she fakes and like destroys the kitchen, and because the demon is telling her,
If she doesn't.
if you don't, I'm going to kill everyone if you don't get these people out of here.
Yeah.
So of course you're going to fake something, right?
Right.
So, but I don't know. I really want to believe in humanity that like if something that crazy is happening to you, you're not just going to lie about it. But I mean, there are people out there who do that. So
And we're going to have an episode about Ouija boards coming up, and we talk about the Fox sisters, and that's like one of the big things. That's how the Ouija board kind of got its origins, was from the idea of tapping out the alphabet. And the Fox sisters wore fakes. They click their ankles. And so you do have the people who take something that we find so beautiful and like interesting, and like, how would you ever fake something about paranormal? Because we're so into it, but people take it and use it as
like, I can easily get people
like,
to
I
believe
hate when
this.
people overdo things when you go to a ghost thing.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care if there's not much activity and we don't find anything. I would much rather that than you try to like say like, oh, do you feel that something touched me? And you don't do that.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
okay, so Conjuring, I think, is one of our favorites.
Conjuring 2. And like both those have the concept of just a family being tortured by something.
Yeah.
Valak is the second one. The first one is Bathsheba. So different spirit, like Bathsheba's the only spirit.
That actually was tied to the house, to the land.
Yeah,
really.
Bathsheba's the only one that's not like a demon necessarily.
Right.
She was a witch, wasn't she?
She was a witch.
She was a dark spirit. She's a dark spirit.
I think
she's
like
not-
in the movie they called her a witch.
They call her a witch.
And in the Conjuring 2, there is spirits that are there that Valak is using.
Yes.
Right? There is that man.
Yes.
And it's a scary ghost, but it's Valak uses them. In the last rites, same thing. The demon that is doing the thing is using the spirits in the house. So that's a normal Conjuring storyline.
Yeah.
La Llorona is also just a spirit, but of a very, very dark spirit because
It's. I mean, I think.
I don't know what
and I think it's pronounced La Llorona.
Correct, yeah.
Llorona?
Yeah, it's the
'cause
double L, so
L,
it's
that's the Y. La Llorona.
Yeah, pardon.
I know. I was saying it wrong the entire time. But it's an old story of a woman who drowns her children and then she kills herself. So it's just this, like, it's that grief. It's like we see it in Supernatural, like the woman in white.
Yeah.
It's like that very classic.
Very sad spirit.
Yes. And so then
She lost
she
her child, so.
tries to take other people's children.
Yes.
It's really scary.
And at first you
horrifying.
think it's because like I thought it was possessing the mothers to do it.
right.
And I was like, I don't know if I can watch this. Like, I hate that.
Yeah.
But in the end, it's the ghost is
It's a
actually killing the
spirit.
kids.
Yeah. Yeah.
She's drowning them. So it was really hard to watch, though. But it was good. Probably not the best. And then we have the last Conjuring.
Then we've got The Devil Made Me Do It,
The Conjuring, The Devil
yeah.
Made Me Do It.
Devil
So that's
Made
the
Me Do It.
third Conjuring.
which is probably the weakest Conjuring movie.
Yeah, that one is just about...
They're basically going to court. So there's a family that they're helping out, and then
yes.
during the exorcism, the demon leaves the little boy because there's another guy and he's like, take me instead, you're such a bully, you're such a coward, take me instead, or whatever.
Yeah.
Yep.
So then he goes into Arnie, and then Arnie murders someone
Because
and
he's
like
possessed.
because he gets possessed, and then he is taken to court. And so Ed and Lorraine they're trying, and I think it was a real court case
Yeah.
and everything. So
The Devil Made Me Do It. It was the first time, or one of the, very rare that a paranormal thing was able to come to court.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the one thing I find interesting about this one, which if you watched our TikTok, I was like, it was weird because it was like cool that it was this like witchiness, and it was a human doing the evil, because it wasn't like some dead spirit or whatever, or a demon. It was a human who had become so twisted that she was
Well, she was summoning.
summoning demons. And in the end, she gets gopped because she couldn't provide the soul, so the demon takes her.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's a priest's daughter too. So there's like a lot of weird religious things in this one. But whenever she was doing stuff, I was like, ooh, this is kind of cool. Like, I was like, I know she's the bad guy, but it's just cool to see like that different side of like
Yeah.
a witch, you know,
Yeah,
because
absolutely.
obviously there are good and bad people in everything.
Yeah, well, and
You
even
know?
in watching that, like, I identify more with Lorraine, obviously, because Lorraine is the good, but she's very religious and she's always praying and all
Yeah.
of this. But, like,
But she's literally talking to the dead.
yes,
She can see the
exactly.
dead.
Like, and she can feel spirits and she's very in touch with that. And so, like, that feels more witchy to me. Whereas, like,
Lorraine's a witch.
Yeah.
guys. Lorraine's a witch.
absofritatutely. I don't know.
Just
Absolutely.
Absofritatutely.
I like it.
The person she follows is just Jesus. That's fine.
Yeah, it is fine. But yeah, and then like seeing, I don't know, I love watching movies where they depict witchcraft like that. And
Yeah, because sometimes in the paranormal world, like witchcraft is scary because they think that the spirits that are haunting the locations are demons or are evil things cast by Wicca or witches. You know, you see that a
Right.
lot. Like, why is there a pentagram in the basement? Oh, they were so satanic worship
Immediately,
here.
They were worshiping Satan and sacrificing bodies.
And you're like, nah, man, I just put my cauldron down there and did some love
Actually,
spells.
that's my sigil is protecting my basement. But anyway, it's fine.
whatever.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, and then,
my secret circle, guys. Jeez.
gosh. Okay, so after The Devil Made Me Do It, is it Last Rites?
Yep.
Okay.
That's it, and we're here.
Then we're here.
Yeah.
We're at the end.
And I will say, like, I didn't mind. There was there was many good jump scares in Last Rites.
This one was
Girl.
the cheesiest, I think, of all of them.
Absolutely, it's
Well, like
Moments.
Yeah,
Yes.
definitely.
Some of the scares were cheesy. The storyline I thought was fantastic about like
And it was also written by James Wan.
yeah,
So,
I really enjoyed the storyline that resonated with me is Lorraine and what is their daughter's name?
Judy.
Lorraine and Judy are now both like she's an adult now and she is dealing with seeing the paranormal. She's dealing with seeing the world beyond the veil. She sees evil things. I'm sure she sees good things. And she's been taught from a very young age to block it out. And I think this is Lorraine's way of trying to protect her from that world. But in the end of the movie, they realize together that you can't let it have that fear over you. It's better to face it and defy it and say, I am bigger than you, than to just ignore it, which I thought was a great message.
I'm getting
Yeah.
chills right now, just like thinking and hearing you talk about it because because it's so frustrating because they're always talking about how the spirits are always feeding on our fear. And it's
Yeah.
like, yeah. So why are you afraid? Like, you know that you're
Show
more
it who's
powerful.
boss.
Yeah.
We felt that the whole time. We're like, why are you afraid, Lorraine? Why are you,
Yes.
why are you
Right.
afraid, Judy? Like,
Yes.
because she gets possessed because this thing wants her so bad. And I think she's
it-
allowed that
It
because
was
she,
such a cool tie-in.
Yes.
Can we give spoilers?
hashtag spoilers for Last Rites if you haven't seen it.
Yeah, spoiler alert. This is your warning. If you don't listen, too bad. Okay, so I think the worst part of the entire movie for me was Annabelle moving. I thought that was the dumbest part.
You mean when Annabelle was the giant?
Yes,
Well,
it
even
is
her just moving initially in the first place.
Yes,
'Cause she's
she
never moved.
moves.
The first moment we see Annabelle in the movie was a good one when she's just in the rocking chair
Yes.
behind her. Terrifying.
Yes.
Absolutely, and she's rocking in the rocking chair.
And seeing Judy block it out and say her
Yes.
little rhyme was a very good cinematic
Amazing.
moment.
Yes.
Amazing. And then there's the moment, and it's towards the end, and like Annabelle is sitting in this chair, and you're watching it, and then her neck moves, and then she like starts popping, and then she starts growing, and it's
She's
just
a giant ass Annabelle chasing her down the
yeah,
hallway.
and it takes
Not good.
away from the dread of like, holy fucking shit, this doll is evil and it's going
Right.
to kill me, but I can't see it moving.
Because Annabelle's
Right.
always scary when like she lifts up and then that demon,
shadow, yeah.
that no one. Sometimes it shows. So Annabelle's demon is very classic demon looking.
Yes.
He's like all like dark charcoal black with horns.
Yeah.
Like he's very like that looks like what you would predict a demon would be.
Yes.
And in creation, there's that one part where it lifts all the like shadow grows until it's touching the ceiling, and that's great.
That
usage
part,
of fear.
great, but
Yes.
not the actual doll.
No,
changing
that's why in the other
and
Annabelles
moving.
they have 3 other ones that they made her scary without moving. Like
Yes,
why change
exactly.
it?
Yes,
Like-
exactly. So that I hated that.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to add on, like you were saying, there are some really good cinematic moments here.
Yes.
Like Last Rites, I think honestly the scene in the wedding dress changing room
my God.
was
Yeah, it was
terrifying. Was absolutely terrifying. And then there were some like with Annabelle, and then also like with the mirror, there were some really weird, strange horror choices where I'm like,
Yeah.
why? And there was a lot of things where I was like, we could just use like practical horror film.
Yes.
Which the first Conjuring did
Tactics.
so. I mean, the image of her popping out of that sheet covered in blood,
Yes.
terrifying, and that's
Yes.
all practical.
Right.
Yes.
But
Makeup
for some
underneath
reason,
with that eye popping out. I mean, come on, talk about it.
why did they choose to do CGI on so much
Yeah.
of this? Like
Yeah.
that is truly what cheapens the horror and then also
Yeah.
makes the film not as good.
Yeah, and I would say in The Conjuring 2, there is a moment where CGI is used very obviously for the crooked faced man, whatever. But they make him, it feels like it's a kid's drawing come to life. And
Yes.
so I like it. That's a good use of CGI.
Yeah.
Thinking of like, what would a kid think something was chasing him? And it's like this big kind of pixely top hat man.
Yeah.
It was so good. I loved that. But
Yep.
the Annabelle thing.
But then even the ghosts that were being used by the demon in Last Rites, they were CGI face. And I'm
Yeah.
Do you
like,
think they were, or
Yes.
is it just
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
bad make with CGI?
No.
Like that old lady
They-
who had like the really big smile. Like that would have been
That
so
was
much
CGI.
more creepy.
You thought it was CGI?
real makeup.
If it was just
Oh,
like
yeah.
a real
or
scary-
even a mask.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I did
agree.
think that there's one point where she's getting chased in the basement by the axed bad guy.
Yes.
And it for me, it did be like the makeup's off, but maybe it was just because the CGI.
But I also think there was
weird.
a heavy amount of CGI because, I mean, I think the major spoiler, but like the basement fills up with blood as as Lorraine is crawling through it. So there had to be some practical use, but I do think in order to heighten it, they probably did use CGI.
Or the
and
sink
then
filling
I
up with
think-
blood was CGI, and I feel like they could have shining it out of the with the sink.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Like there were so many things where I was like, what was the point here? Like, why did we choose to do this? So I don't know. And maybe CGI work is not as cheap as I think it is, but it feels cheap. Like it just feels
CGI is an amazing tool, but sometimes I just think that they use it, and it's not even laziness because I feel like sometimes it takes more work to accomplish that.
Right.
It's just like the choice is just trying to be more modern when I feel like practical and horror is always better.
Yeah, I agree.
So overall, we really like The Conjurings. I know there's some negative thoughts to some of them, but it's a good universe. I would recommend watching them all.
Absolutely. I thoroughly enjoyed watching all of them. I watch them every year probably because they're just good classic scary movies.
Yeah.
But it was fun this time to watch them.
I don't know if I would say that, but I love that for you.
I would say
they're
the
classics
first-
for you.
The first and second Conjuring are classic scary movies.
Yes,
for me.
I would agree with that.
But it was really fun to watch them chronologically
Yeah.
and just be able to like sit and see the connections between them and like the two sisters and are they connected or are they not connected? But just being able to see that whole universe was really fun.
Yeah, because I thought this last one was going to have like all of them come and be used, which
But I feel like that was Annabelle Comes Home. I feel like that's
Yeah.
what that one was like. Honestly, that
Valak was not in that one though. But technically she's gone from
Right.
The Conjuring
yeah,
2.
yeah.
So I don't know.
I don't know.
You know, they're always gone. They come back. They're like, Jason. Jason never dies. Or Michael Myers.
I think one thing that makes a series like this or a franchise like this iconic and also good is you let the horror die where it dies. You know, like obviously like people do love like Friday. I mean, I'm literally wearing a Friday the 13th Jason shirt right now, but also it gets exhausting and you don't take the horror seriously because Jason he's just going to come back and you know that, you know?
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, it gets to be to the point where like, okay, like I know the formula.
Well, you never feel victorious because you're like,
Right.
they won. Nah, they didn't win.
They
He's
never
still
win.
alive, and they burned him alive and shot him in the head. And
I will say, I think that is what I also love about a lot of, I can't even say all of the Conjuring movies, but like specifically The Conjuring 2, those. I love those because the people have a fighting chance.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I hate scary movies where there's not a fighting chance. Like, you're just fucked. I cannot get behind those because that's actually really scary. So I do love the ones where there's a fighting chance.
Yeah, or someone like movies that no one lasts, like everyone dies.
Yeah.
You're like, wow.
Other than Cabin in the
Like,
Woods,
okay.
I really do love Cabin
Cabin
in the
in the
Woods.
Woods, they do though. They say F it at the end and blow up the whole world. I love
It's
it.
so good.
Do a reboot or a
Yeah.
second. You know,
Yeah.
like it's
Yeah.
always just been that, and
Yeah.
that's why it's iconic.
That's so true. Absolutely.
Anyways, guys, Conjuring was
We
great.
have to start over because I just made a really loud noise.
that.
I was swallowing really loud to be funny.
Oh. Anyways, that is our take on the Conjuring universe. It had its moment. And I did not personally watch all of them.
She was growing a baby. Late
I
nights
watched-
watching these movies
Yeah.
was not in the
Yeah, it
cards.
was-
I've watched all of them except for Annabelle Comes Home.
You need to watch that
We
now.
should watch that one.
And that's it. I've watched all of them except
you-
for that one.
She knows them.
So, I mean, I know what's happening, but also
And
I did not rewatch
Last
them.
Rites was a little disappointing, but it's if you love Conjuring, it still gives that same
it
feel.
still has a good
Yeah.
it still has a good storyline and definitely will make you feel right back in the Warrens world.
But if you're like, this is gonna be it, the best one ever, I'm sorry.
Then
I'm
you will
really
be
sorry.
sorely disappointed.
Not the truth. But, good end to that career as Ed and Lorraine for Patrick and Vera. So
Yeah.
they're done.
Thanks for listening. The light in me sees the light in you. We love you guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Get out right now.
It's the end of Timothy.
He's dead now.
No. Who's going to edit our podcast episode?
Savage. Who's going to be the father of my children?
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah,
part.
we need that.
Ed
we need
Warren.
that.
I'm just kidding.
Edward. Oh yeah. Sign
Only
me
the Patrick
up.
Wilson version.
JK Tim.
Not
Ed
Patrick
Warren
Wilson.
himself is dead, so that
Just
would be
Patrick
really
Wilson.
weird.
Let's just sign me up for him.
Period.